YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I got another dope one for y'all in store right now. As you can see, I'm starting off by picking out the client's hair, just lifting it off the scalp just so that my guards can run through easily and get a clean overall final product. My client is getting a high skin taper, and so I'm just lifting the hair up and getting it to its natural position so that I can go in and start off by setting in my first bald lines. It is at this moment where I'm checking a scalp analysis and just checking any hair growth patterns that I need to be mindful of, or any scalp condition that I need to pay attention to, and just so that I could be aware of my canvas and what it is that I'm doing. To kick this taper off, I'm going in with my Andes Masters with the lever completely closed, and I'm going up to the top of his ear and where his eyebrow initially ends, or in other words, at the bottom of his vertical bar. Typically, you'll use the vertical bar as a reference point, but here you can see his eyebrow lines up just about around that same area. Now I'm going in with the lever open. I'm going up in a scoop out motion, just flicking out, just so that I can initially blend in to the top as smooth as possible without setting in such a hard line, but an easier line to get out on the way back. I'm going in with my one guard with the lever completely closed here, and I'm doing the same exact motion, giving myself room to fade. So I want to go up about a half an inch to an inch just to give myself enough room to come back, being sure to comb the hair back to its natural position as I'm doing this. And I'm just going to keep going over that same exact spot, just enough to make sure that it is that one desired length. Not too much, but enough to know that it's all at that true one guard length. And as you can see throughout this video, later on you'll see that I'm combing this hair to its natural position to ensure a better overall final product. And here I'm going in with the number 1.5 or 1.5 guard, just raking out using this guard as the top of my fade. And so I'm going to finish off at this guard right here, just working my way into the actual hairstyle on top and blending out the very top of that fade, just so that I can make sure that I can pull both of these together. I'm going to comb the hair back down to its natural length, like I said, and I'm going to go right back in there and clear up any dark spots or take out any bulk that does not need to be there. And as you can see, I don't want to take out too much bulk, but I just want to comb it back down to see where it naturally lays and get an idea of where exactly I need to stop. And so now I'm going to comb the hair back down, and here I actually went in with the lever halfway open, just knocking out that bottom line, because you'll see later on in the video I'm going to go back in and detail the dark spots just so that I can maintain the darkness at the top. I'm going to come back after I line it up and detail those dark spots, just so that I don't run the risk of pushing it up too high. This is something I don't do often. However, it's something that I use just because my client usually gets a medium fade. I wanted to make sure that I maintain the gradients and the darkness. And started on this side, I'm going to go in with the lever completely closed, going up to that same exact line just over top of the ear and to the bottom of the vertical bar. And so I'm going to go in with my lever completely open, setting in the next guideline here, and I'm going up about another inch just to clear out enough room for me to fade and keep that gradients. Here I'm going in with the number 1 with the lever completely closed, doing the same exact steps, just maintaining a consistent stroke through and through so that I could be able to blend this as efficient as possible, combing the hair back down to its natural position.
Told him show me the way. Too much pain in my heart, can't explain that sound.
With that 1.5 guard, notice how I'm going in and using the hilt of the blade, just going off the shape of his head and the actual fro on top, just scooping out. I don't want to go up into it and angle too far in and start taking chunks out of his afro. I'm taking a scooping motion just so that I can ensure that it's gradient from the fade, the actual blend, into the actual hairstyle on top. Same steps here. I'm just nudging at that bottom line, blowing out the first initial guideline that I put in, just to be able to seal the deal on the blend. And so now I'm nudging at the corner of the blade, just nudging out any dark spots. Same steps here on the back. I'm going in with the lever completely closed, keeping a consistent guideline through and through each direction, going left and right. I just want to maintain that same consistency just so that I can ensure that this fade is even as possible. Not necessarily stressed on how straight it is, but more so worried about an understanding of consistency throughout this blend, the dark spots and the light spots. Here I'm going in with the lever open, going up about another inch, and I got more room to fade here, so I'm gonna go up a little higher just to make the blend more prominent and give my guidelines, give myself room with my guidelines to make it space for me to blend. Just because this is a wider area, I want to make sure that this taper is actually noticeable. I know a lot of times starting off, I wouldn't go up high enough and the blend wouldn't be as noticeable. I would typically just be doing a very, very low taper on the back, just being scared to go up in the actual hairstyle. But with taper in the back, you have to go up just enough so that you can see. So you want to use the ears as a reference point. So you can see that the bottom guideline is actually at the bottom of his ears. And I just set that in just so that I can have that reference point for myself. And going up about a half an inch to an inch each guideline here, I'm going in with the number 2 guard. And as you can see, I'm combing this back down to its natural position, and I'm going up in that scoop motion, just maintaining the exact same consistency through and through, and maintaining a consistent stroke just so that the dark spots don't come out too fast, but I can use the corner of my blade just to maintain the darkness as much as possible. I'm gonna use smaller steps or one side of the blade as much as possible just so that I can save myself without running the risk of taking this taper up too high in the back. Here I'm going in with that 0.5 guard or that 0 guard, just nudging at any dark spots that I couldn't get out with the 1 guard. And I'm just playing my role and playing my part, putting up the shots. And here I'm going in with the lever halfway, just nudging at that very first line that I put in initially with the lever closed, and went up with the lever fully open. I'm just playing in between that window right here, using the corner of the blade, nudging at any dark spots. Here I'm going in with my holding spray, locking in the hairline, just setting myself up so that I can go in and punch in these lines and seal the deal on this taper and let everything come together. Just outlining the fade work and pulling everything together and sealing everything up and putting everything that I got into this. Just maintaining that same exact consistency. I'm using soft touches because I know this nape area is sensitive. I just want to go gentle around the ear and letting my clippers do the work, letting my trimmers do the work, lightly pressing and letting the rest of the work be done with the trimmer blade. Moving my client's ear out the way for client comfortability. As you can see, I'm locked in.
Talked to God last night, told him show me the way. Too much pain in my heart, can't explain that sound. Smiles on my face, but I still feel down.
As I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna go back and detail this one spot right here just so that I can maintain the darkness. And I'm seeing darker spots that I could take out with the 0.5 or the half guard, and so that's what I'm doing here. Just being sure to use the corner of the blade or the tip of the blade just so that I can control how much hair is taken off, and I don't want to take off too much. One guard here, same exact thing, using the corner of the blade just so that I can take off little by little. As I've lined up the vertical bar, I can see there's a little more darker spots that could be taken off just to detail this fade and pull it all the way together. And now that the line is on there, it's standing out to me more, so I can go back and use the corner to detail. Doing the same exact thing here, punching in the other vertical bar, and I'll go back and detail if need be. My client does want enhancements, and so as you can see, I'm going in with my Tune 45 clutch card, angling the air compressor with the intent to have the solution bounce off of the card onto the skin, and just to spray a light coat in between where it's needed, and just enough to fill it in. And I'm gonna go back in with the fibers to make it look more realistic. Everyone doesn't get enhancements. Everyone doesn't need enhancements. My client does not actually need enhancement. He just prefers it. And so that's what we're doing. But I do highly recommend that you perfect your fade and your taper and your blend overall before you start using enhancements, just so that you don't get used to it and use it as a crutch. This is not at all a fading product. This is a enhancement product, so that you can enhance the cuts and bring the taper or the blend or the line to the next level and make the client feel that much more confident. This is not at all a fading tool. Now I'm going back over, just finalizing the line work, just catching any overhanging hairs, any overspray, just cleaning up the line as much as possible before I go in with the razor.
I came from the bottom, but the love don't stay. Talked to God last night, told him show me the way. Too much pain in my heart, can't explain that sound. Smiles on my face, but I still feel down.
When using a straight razor, you want to angle your razor at a 45-degree angle, stretching the skin with the opposite finger and pulling the razor back to the line, using gentle strokes, avoiding any acne or any irritation on the skin, just so that you can maintain client comfortability.
Talked to God last night, told him show me the way. Too much pain in my heart, can't explain that sound.
Client came in looking 2 months later after without having a haircut, came in, got a high taper, and this is how he's leaving. YouTube, if you like this video, be sure to like this video. Comment down below what you like about this video, what you don't like about the video, and I'll be sure to respond to you in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. He likes to cut. Let me know if you like it. My name is Kel. I'll see you in the next one.